Bell Sews, my name's Sarah. Thanks for joining me today. This is sort of like my Friday Sews videos, but I'm filming it on a Sunday because I didn't have time on Friday. But I did have some things that I wanted to check in with you about, things that happened during the week, some plans, some news we've had that sort of changes things a bit, and yeah, some bits and bobs. So I thought I'd just share with you. So first up, I hope everyone's had a good week and enjoyed the Jubilee. It's not a Jubilee, it's a coronation. I keep calling it a Jubilee. I was not massively invested in what was going on, but I did see a bit of it yesterday. I thought the music was really good, so I really enjoyed that. And I thought some of the outfits were pretty banging. Whatever you think about Penny Mordaunt, I thought she looked great. Princess Charlotte as well. I loved the little headbandy thing. I thought it was just a very like cute look. I know she's a child. Should I be judging what she wears? Don't know, but I just thought it looked really very nice. And there was just a lot of bling, a lot of hats, you know. Yeah, some nice inspo. But otherwise, we're not really doing anything. Quiet weekend. I'm hoping I can get a bit of sewing done actually. So this past week, just to update you on what sewing I have done, I basically have done barely any. As I mentioned last week, I was starting this new toddler classes this week, and it actually went fine. I was overthinking it, but I think it's always the case when you start something new. There's that, I was like quite nervous about doing it. But yeah, it went fine, and I'm sort of excited for the next one, which is next month. So I cut out a few things at the weekend. I cut out, you might previously remember from my recent videos, there was this blue fabric in the back. I have cut that out. I'm going to make the Elegy dress, closet core Elegy dress. Now the glittery fabric that's currently in the back, I want to use to make a concert dress. I've got a couple of concerts coming up in July, and I'm thinking I might try and make this into like just a long wrap dress. They're not super flashy concerts or anything, so I think a bit of sparkle's nice, but I don't need like a massive silhouette, so I thought this would be a good one to have a little play. So the Elegy dress in the blue linen, I think it's viscose linen, I think, is, oh, is it, oh, I can't remember, I think it's a viscose linen, is like my, it's sort of like a toile, it's a wearable toile. I've heard some interesting things, so I put out a message on Instagram and I asked if anyone had made the Elegy dress and what they thought about the fit. I've previously found with closet core patterns that I tend to find that the sizes come up quite big, so I sized down. And before I'd sort of got any responses from anybody, I decided, I looked at the size chart, I looked at the finished garment measurements, I decided to size down because there was quite a lot of ease in the bust, and otherwise the size down option seemed to fit quite nicely. But then a few people responded, and it was mostly people who are in the same size band as me, so the extended size band, and they all said that they found that it was quite tight around the bust. So I don't know if that means that the finished garment measurements are not correct, or if there's something else going on. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see, so I'll report back on that. I'm always a bit scared of woven wrap dresses because I know people say, oh, the fit's easy because you just tie, but I always have problems around the neckline, like gaping, being too low, like things like that. I just like really struggle with wrap necklines, but I think it's a silhouette that's good on me, so I want to work it out because I think it just opens up a lot of options. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. I also have cut out my range backpack, which is the noodle head backpack range I was talking about. Now, I think my other bag blog is coming out possibly this week from Jenny Stitches, so I won't go into too much detail, but one of the really good things about this pattern, it doesn't actually have pattern pieces. Instead, you're given dimensions and then they give you these little labels. So basically for this piece, for example, I had to cut out the exterior fabric, the interfacing and the lining. So you cut them all out and then you just pin them together with their little tag, which helps you to keep tabs on them. I did start working on this. Let me see if I can just find, yeah, here we go. So I've sewn some of the little bits that will go on it. So we have here these, so this is a denim, this fabric, and then this is just webbing. And this is, I think it's called a rectangular metal ring or something. So these will be at the bottom of where the straps on the backpack will go. So these will hold the bottom of the straps. This, again in denim, will be the hang loop that goes at the top of the backpack. So that's just a strip that's been top stitched. And then these two will make up the fastening on the bag. So this pattern, it's sort of, rather than having a zip at the top, the whole bag sort of folds over, and then you have these little ties and little rings, and they sort of go through the loops and tie together. So I've sewed up all of those bits, and then I'm hoping this weekend to make some really good headway on the bag. That's the first thing I want to finish. Had a couple of deliveries this week, and yeah, and then I'm going to tell you what else is going on. So one delivery I had was my latest Minerva brand ambassador fabric. Now, I ages ago posted in a Facebook group that I wanted to make something to match this ready to wear outfit. I cannot remember. I'll try and work out where I screenshotted this from when I'm doing the notes underneath. But basically I saw this, it doesn't do extended sizing. And I thought I'd really love to make myself something like that. I'd hoped to make myself a royal blue dress to wear to my friend's wedding last year. And then I was looking for like chunky lace and I couldn't find the right thing. So I ended up going with a green chunky lace. So this year I'm going royal blue. And when I posted on that group, I was sort of asking which fabric would you recommend? And people, the most popular response were Duchess satin and satin dupio. I don't know if that's how you say it. So I've been keeping an eye on some of the fabrics on offer for the brand ambassadors, and I ended up ordering this one. So this is a Duchess satin fabric in royal blue. I don't know how well the light's picking that up, but it's just got a nice sheen. It's got a nice rich colour. It's really much more stable. So I've worked with satin before. I'd never worked with Duchess satin or anything, so it's just obviously much more structured. It's fraying quite a bit where it's been cut, but other than that, I think it's going to be so much easier to work with than the satin I've used previously. So then I've been playing around with which patterns I could use. Now, obviously the skirt is like just a gathered skirt with a flat waistband. I'm thinking, instead of elasticating anything, which I think just looks a bit less polished, I'm probably going to use the self-drafted skirt. The self-drafted gathered, I think it's called a gathered tuck skirt from By Hand London, which I'll pop a picture of here. Now, I was sent these patterns free of charge and with no obligation to post, so I've been waiting for the right occasion. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the tucks or if I'm just going to have it as a gathered skirt but use sort of the overall shape. And I think the waistband looks good. It's got an invisible zip, and it has a little bow you can put over the back, which again, because of the nature of the outfits, of the top sort of cropped, I think the waistband will be exposed, so I want it to have a nice finish. So that's what I'm thinking of using for the skirt. For the top, there are a few options. I am wondering about using the Upton dress pattern, which is cashmerette, which I used for my green lace dress last year. I'm thinking of trying to use that as a base to hack into a top, because I think some of the principles are there. The thing it doesn't have that the ready-to-wear top has are these like darts from the waist. But yeah, I don't know. I think I can maybe use as a starting point, and then I might just play around, because also I quite like the idea of having a waistband on the top. So having the bit that goes over the bust and then having like a band around where the waist would be. But I'm gonna just have to play around, I think. And I'll probably add sleeves because I don't really like getting my arms out. So yeah, so that's quite exciting because I've not done the self-drafting thing before. I think the direction that By Hand London are going down is really interesting. And it sort of is making me, because for a while I've liked the idea of drafting, but I'm just a bit scared. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to trying that, something new. I'm hoping to have this ready for, I've got 3 weddings in one weekend in June. 3 wedding events in one weekend. So I'm currently trying to just suss out what my outfits are going to be for those. So I'm thinking one of those might be that. And yeah, the other thing I've had delivered, I ages ago bought the Ipswich swimsuit pattern from Cashmerette. The reason I picked that one is because it has options do a built-in like swim bra, which I prefer to have on my swimming costumes. And I hadn't made it, partly just because I was scared, and I didn't have an overlocker, which now I do, even though I still haven't got it out of the box. But I will. And I also had struggled to find swim fabric, so I bought some online, and it felt very like flimsy, and I just thought that's not going to do anything for me. And so I've been waiting to find something that was like a fun print and that was a bit more sturdy. And Hey So Sister have had a recent drop, and I couldn't resist. So I've purchased this swim fabric. Hang on, how cute is that? So it's sort of a, what colour would I call the background? I don't know, maybe like a tealy colour. And then it's got these bright pink flowers, gold in the middle. I don't think it's showing up. It's so bright. I don't know how well it's showing up in this light, but I just thought it was really fun. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just go for it. I might, there's part of me as well thinking maybe, because this fabric does have more, I mean, it's got stretch, but it's just got much more to it than the previous swim fabric I purchased. I don't know, I'm toying around with if I used the right combination for lining and stuff like that, that maybe I could make something that doesn't have cups. That might be a bit easier. The underwire situation, stressful. So yeah, so those are things I've purchased. I am now going to try and just stick to things that I need for the wedding in the immediate future, because I've got a lot that I want to sew up, and I'm so easily swayed. So with the wedding, I've settled on a pattern for the flower girl dresses. I'm not gonna reveal too much, but it is from, I think they're called Violet Threads, are the pattern company who do the most gorgeous occasion wear dresses for girls, like really, and so much choice. So I've picked something there. I have 4 flower girls ranging in age. At our wedding, they'll be from 2.5 to 10 years old. So yeah, it's quite exciting, but I now know what I'm going to do with that. So the other news we have is our planning permission came through for our house. So we're having a load of work done. It involves knocking down the bathroom and the kitchen, and we only have one bathroom in our house. So we're going to be moving in with my parents for a few months while that's being done. So there are a couple of things that affects. One is, fortunately for me, my parents have offered me up. They have a space that's sort of a converted outdoor room that has a piano in, so I sometimes teach from there. But also it's empty, it's got shelves, it's got room. So I'm going to set that up as my sewing space. So I'm going to bring my desk from here, I'm going to bring my machine, my overlocker, because I'm off work a lot in August, so I have time to actually work it out. And I'll be able to vlog and sew and do all the wedding stuff and everything from there, which is really exciting. But it does mean I have to sort of plan. So we're going to start packing the house up, and I have to start planning my makes from now until sort of probably September time. Well, from June, I would say from June until September time. So I'm having to sit down and really think. I'm going to go through my fabric. I'm going to work out. I'm really going to tell myself, do not bring loads. I don't want to bring absolutely everything just in case. So I'm going to try and sit and make a really solid plan. Obviously, I've got a few ideas of things I want to do, specifics for events, for concerts, for the wedding. But it's more the in-betweeny things that are tricky. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. What would you, if you had to commit to your sewing plans for the rest of the summer season, what would you be making? What would you be prioritizing? That's what I want to know. So yeah, let me know. So that's a job for the next couple of weeks. We've got, I don't think work will be starting until June. So we're packing the house up and doing bits like that. So I've got some time to work it out, but it's, yeah, I feel like I have to be more organised and less impulsive than normal. So that's quite exciting. And then the other thing that this affects, so we're having all of our building work is happening downstairs, but we are going to redecorate the rooms upstairs, and we're getting rid of a lot of stuff. And because this spare bedroom has now become my sewing room, Nathan has said that I can choose how we decorate it. So there are some limits. So we have in the corner, we have a pull out, like a futon thing. I can't have anything that obstructs us using that, because if people come around, they're going to use that. Also, eventually we might convert our garage into a spare room and a music room. So then we'll have a bed in here. So I don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff that we're going to have to get rid of in the future. So There's not going to be absolutely loads in the way of shelving and things, but I think I can make some decisions on storage that will be more efficient than what we're doing already. But I also get to do the fun decorating, so I can paint it whatever colour I like. I'm thinking I might go for some like really detailed wallpaper, maybe just on one wall. I'm thinking on that wall behind me there. Or it could be on this wall, I don't know, but one of the interior walls. So yeah, and now when we bought the house, I hadn't actually started sewing yet. So we've been in here 2.5 years now. And I started sewing just after we moved in. So the setup was sort of not created with that in mind. So like I just bought this fold up desk in the corner and I was like, and then I can put it away if we need to. And obviously I've never put it away since. But I'm quite excited to be able to, now that I've been sewing for a couple of years and I know my needs and my uses, and now that I'm vlogging obviously and things like that, I can think like, how can I make the most out of this space? So again, you know, with that, we're designing a new bathroom, a kitchen, we're redecorating all of the rooms. So it's like a lot to think about, but I would love to hear your dream sewing room ideas, aesthetics. If you have any really good storage solutions, ideally that don't require a lot of floor space. Wall space we've got, floor space there's not much because of the fold out bed situation. Let me know. So that's sort of where I'm at. So I've just been blethering away as usual, but I wanted to keep you updated. I'm hoping there will be a bit more to show you by the end of next week, or this week, since it's Sunday. As I said, I will hopefully have finished my current bag, but also I think my redwood tote might be on the Jenny Stitches blog. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to say. Selfless Sew April, my shirt for Nathan won a prize. I was so excited. I never win prizes on these things, so I was really excited. He won one of the menswear prizes. I can't remember if I popped some pictures up of this last week, but I'll pop some pictures up here. I was really chuffed. And then I feel like he gets a shirt and I get a fabric voucher. So so I've won a £30 voucher for I don't know how to say it. Fleureteur? Something like that. Fleureteur. I don't know. I don't speak French. I sing in French, but I don't speak French, as it were. So yeah, so I had a look through their website. They have some really gorgeous, like more detailed prints. A lot of 100% cotton, things like that. So I'm trying not to rush into just buying something because I've got a voucher. I want to sort of think about what I want to make. So I'm just going to keep perusing the website, looking at what they've got, trying to get some ideas of specifically what I want to do with it. And yeah, that's that. So I was really chuffed with that. So thanks to the team who organised Selfless Sew April. I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing what everyone else made. And I am honestly so chuffed to get a prize. How lucky am I? So yeah, anyway, I told you I was blethering on, and then I blethered on for like another 3 minutes after that, so sorry everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. As I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so about if you had to plan all your makes for the next few months, what would you be prioritising? How would you be choosing? And your sewing room, things you like for your sewing room. So I'll keep you updated, obviously, on those projects as they go. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy the videos and you subscribe already, thank you so much. If you enjoy them and you don't subscribe, please consider subscribing. And if you watch them and you think these are awful, that's okay. You don't need to subscribe. You can do a hate subscribe if you want, but I don't want hateful comments, so like maybe not. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. All right, thanks guys. Bye.